Hey guys, alright, so this video is about how to get the most out of when you're in a goal session. So we set goals so that you've actually got something to shoot for with your training. You're not just doing random stuff. And then it helps you to track that you actually are progressing in the direction you want to go in, regardless of what your goals are. So obviously in the session, if you've never done one before, then we're setting initial goals on what to do around your training, like getting stronger or losing weight or putting on weight, whatever it might be. But also, if you had previous goals, like tracking, okay, well, how did you go with those previous goals? And if you've hit them, fantastic. Keep doing what you're doing. If you haven't hit them or you've only partially hit a goal, that's not a problem. Like it's okay. Like we keep talking about a lot, it's okay to fail. It's just learning from your failures, not going, oh, I'm supposed to be perfect every single time, and then you get there and you haven't quite achieved what you want to, then being down on yourself. That's not what it's about. So when you're coming into the session, make sure you have an idea of, well, one, what your current goals are, and then two, what you want to shoot for with your next lot of goals. Now, the other thing about getting the most out of your goal session is the goal session isn't like a confession booth where you just show up and just vomit information out, like, oh my god, I haven't done anything, and it's like, yeah, okay, it's great to get it off your chest, but in a big way that doesn't really help because it's already happened. You're always going to look for the lessons. So if you haven't quite hit your goal, or even if you partially hit a goal and you're hitting obstacles, what you want to do is start to train yourself to be looking for the lesson or like ways around problems that you're having. Because I can guarantee, like, if you're having a goal that you're not hitting consistently, like a weight loss one would be a good example. If you can get to the headspace of identifying, like, really specifically, like, where are you being held back, like where are you making mistakes, like, and you'll find that you'll be making the same mistake over and over and over again, and just coming into the session and just going, oh, I can't stop doing this, that doesn't do anything. Like, all I'm going to do is turn around and point out the obvious. Oh, well, maybe you should do XYZ. You want to start to actually come into the sessions and be like, okay, I've identified that in this situation I get stressed, and then that leads to this happening, and then this happens, then all of a sudden it's the end of the day and I'm really, really hungry and I'm just eating everything in sight. So simply showing up and just going, oh, I just need to stop eating everything in sight, that's not really the problem. The problem was earlier in the sequence, like something stressed you out, or there's something wrong with your schedule and you're missing things. So you're trying to actually come into the session and have ideas for us to discuss about specific actions that you can take. Like, okay, I think if I rejigged my schedule, or if I had a meal here, or if I move this training day, like I can't train in the mornings, I keep skipping that training session, that's not working for me, could I train in the afternoon instead? Like, actually coming up with solutions to your own problems, because when you come up to the solution with your own solution to the problem, you're more likely to actually implement it, because you understand your life better than I do, because you're you. So you're more likely to come up with realistic solutions that actually work for your life, because you're living your life. Like, I can help you come up with solutions, but it's not as powerful. And quite often what will happen is, like, I'll go, okay, we could try this, and the solution that I'm proposing is a good idea, and most people will just smile and nod and go, yeah, let's do that. But they haven't really factored in, does that really work for me? Like, am I really going to do that? They're just agreeing because it's a good idea, and then they don't implement it because it doesn't work for them, or they just weren't actually that keen on it. They were simply just saying it's a good idea. So, and this is part of, like, learning to self-correct. So that way, again, when we're coming into the goal sessions, which we do every 8 weeks, and then we're sort of doing a checkup sort of halfway through, you're starting to teach yourself how to self-correct. So that way, instead of it being, oh, I've been making a mistake for 8 weeks, it's like, okay, what were you doing to stop that? You're identifying like, yep, I keep making this mistake. You're identifying it yourself. I keep making this mistake. It's happening every day. How do I come up with my own solution to this? And like I said, it's usually just stopping for a second and stop being so caught up in the hectic aspect of life and just going, okay, like what's an actual action that I can implement? Like, why is this happening? Why am I making this mistake? And you're extracting the lesson out of the mistake or the thing that's not working and figuring out an actual action that you can take to counteract it. And so that way, if you're coming into the goal sessions with like a game plan ahead of time, like this is working, let's stick with this. This I'm really struggling with, and I have some ideas that I could do, blah, blah, blah. And then we'll discuss those because sometimes they'll be good ideas, sometimes they might not be so realistic. It means that you're actually taking a more active role in being able to modify your own behavior. So when you're coming into a goal session, make sure you've had to think about this ahead of time. It's not just a chance to confess your sins because it's too late. It's like, I can't help you. We need to focus on actions, like what's the actions that we can take to help remedy that, because that's what's actually going to get results, not just simply telling me about what's been happening for 8 weeks. So anyway, I'll catch up with you guys soon. Have fun.